So we are at the final step in this process. Very important step, but the final step. So we talked about mental toughness and how important that is for an athlete, for anyone really, but we're talking about student athletes at this moment. So we're gonna say how important it is for student athletes to develop. Now, we're gonna talk about goals. This is something that I personally live by and something that I think every single student athlete should incorporate. That's goal setting. Now, for me personally, I like to use SMART goals. That's the key for me. Number one, the S is specific. What kind of goals can you create that are very specific to your sport? What kind of goals can you set that are specific academically? My example would be, last year, I didn't start on the basketball team. So this coming season, a specific goal would be, I want to start on the team, on varsity, this coming season. These are specific goals that you can write down and you can see it, you can envision it, you can imagine it, you can feel it. This is what we're trying to do. So this is the specific, which is the S in my SMART goals. The M, measurable. The goal has to be able to be measured or quantified. Here's a simple example. Your goal was to start on varsity, right? So when the season starts, are you a starter or not? That's gonna determine, did you hit that goal or did you not hit the goal? So that's gonna be very measurable. You're gonna know immediately if you hit it or if you didn't. But every single goal should have that level of ability to be able to determine if you succeeded, if you got close, or if you completely failed. GPA, I want my GPA from a 3.0 to a 3.8 by the end of next semester. Semester ends, guess what? Measurable. There you go. So now the A, attainable. The A is attainable. This is important, but I don't want to go too deep on this, but I'll give you a simple version or simple analogy of what attainable means in my SMART goals. Attainable is, I'm 5'7" on a good day. I played football my whole life. I never really played basketball, but if I woke up and said, I want to go to the NBA, probably not necessarily attainable. I won't say impossible, but not really attainable. So when you sit down and you create your goals, don't lower the ceiling, don't lower the bar. You still want to reach for the stars, but make sure it's something that's attainable. If you're in ninth grade and you say your goal is a Division I scholarship, that's attainable because you have 4 years to work on this. If you do everything that we've talked about in this course, you're going to accomplish that goal. You're going to get there, but you have to work for it. But that is attainable. That's something that you can write down on a piece of paper, write on the wall, write on the mirror, and put that you want to be a Division I college athlete. You can put that goal and it is attainable if you're willing to put in the work and do the right things. So that's the attainable. R, realistic. How realistic is it? And this relates more to the timeline. 3.5 GPA, I want a 4.0 and I want it in the next 2 weeks. Probably not gonna happen, right? So it has to be realistic, meaning the time that you're giving yourself to accomplish this. It doesn't mean say it's gonna take you 3 years, but it does mean it has to be reliable to where you can actually count on it. End of the semester, that's enough time. But if there's only a week left in the semester, probably not. So that's how you wanna measure that. And the last one is time. Every single goal that you create has to have a timeline. Now, not just the end goal timeline, but I would also create goals in between the date that you decided and the ending point. Create goals to assure that you are on track. So if your goal is to start on varsity as a sophomore, for example, you're a freshman. So now there's certain steps that you have to take. You have to have a very good freshman season, a very good season, above average type of season. You have to commit to the training, commit to the nutrition. You have to work out. You have to go talk to the coach, introduce yourself. You have to go through a process. And if you give yourself those small bullet points and you keep hitting those goals, by the time you get to the end point, which for this scenario would be your sophomore season, you're gonna know right then, did I make varsity or not? That's what the time related is. You want not only the end time, but what are the small goals, the small incremental increases that you're gonna make along the way? So that's gonna bring together all of your SMART goals. So there's a lot of forms that you can download online, a lot of free forms where you can type in SMART goals, you can write them out. I'm a big fan of writing down your goals. You can't just say it verbally because you're not gonna think about it anymore. If you're anything like me, I'm gonna write them down. They're gonna be in my notebook. I'm gonna put some of them on my mirror. I'm gonna read that notebook, a couple times a week because I wanna stay clear on what my goal is. If you stay clear on your goal, it'll help you make every single decision in your life. If your goal is to get a Division I scholarship and you feel like, you know what, I don't really want to go to my workout today. If you're focused on that goal, you're going to that workout. Anything that you don't want to do that could potentially lead you to that goal, you'll be able to battle it. But if you talk about your goal today and you don't even think about it, you don't read it, you don't see it anywhere for 3 months, at the end of 3 months, you're probably gonna be making new goals. That's just the reality of it. So SMART goals are not only valuable, not only important, but they have to be something that you visit daily even. I would be impressed and excited if you looked at your goals every single morning. Every morning. If you're crazy like me, every morning and every night before you go to bed. Plant that seed to the point where it starts to grow, where you're just turning into that mental, person that's just crushing it and taking care of every single area in order to accomplish that goal. That's what it's about. So make sure you sit down, you create your SMART goals. They have to be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time related. That's the goal. I need you to do this. This is very, very important. And this very well is going to change your life.